Hi, I'm Min from Ponder the Education. Now, this is about to maximize your university education. Now, from part three, I briefly went over the differences between the college that focusing on the knowledge and skills for their jobs, and with the university that actually focusing on the research. So this is one of the reasons that I don't recommend some students who wanted to go to the university choose teaching focused university. Okay, and even for the programs such as like a associate art, which is college level, that actually they're going through without the knowledge and skills for the jobs. If you are looking for either, for example, this associate art program, or through this associate art program you go to the college for the knowledge and skill building for the jobs, or going to the university, that might work okay. But this associate art is the place where I don't really recommend much. Okay, so I generally recommend the university, or directly go to the oops, I deleted them all, college that teaching knowledge and skill focused for the jobs, and or university, the unless the university or college doesn't accept. But I wouldn't recommend to waste your time in the university, which are focusing on the only the teaching method, unless there's a condition, unless you see that that university there's a professors like Michael Sandel from Harvard, or the Dr. I don't remember his name. I should in here, right? Dr. Johns, that the who the claims that the teaching problem solving based uh, the the teaching method, then yes, I recommend, even if it is a the teaching focused universities. Other than that, I wouldn't recommend, because you will spend a life just like a high school, and then later you don't build the skills for the, not for the jobs, or nor the research, nothing. So basically you will waste your time there. Okay, so if possible, try to go through the either college or university directly, so that you can seek your which part you are you want it to be. Okay, now this is the one of the part that I want the kind of you never heard about uh, the the stories about the education, the dark side of the education, I should say, right? So college, yes, they focus on the knowledge and skills, but problem with this one is, let me just compare with the fishing. So you went out, and then when there's a person who teacher, let's say, okay, teacher, and then you are a student, and then you fish just like as a teacher showed you how to. So you build the skills. Now problem is, once you graduated, then you have to move on to new place. Let's say this is place A, and then you learn how to fish in the place A. Now you got a job at the place B, which is a different environment, different location. Then what you need to do, you need to learn again. Basically, what you need is you need another teacher there, which are generally called senior managers or someone. They will guide you how to apply the skills that you learn in new places. Then, what does this mean? You will have to constantly learn, and you will have to rely on the anybody who has teaching skills, managers, directors, whoever that teaches you what to do, show you what to do at this river, at this location, and you have to follow. Basically, you will follow their lead. This is a reality. Now, once in a while, you'll find someone who says, okay, this is a totally new environment. I wanted to develop the new skills and a new knowledge in here. And then make open up the new field, new fishing spot, I should say. Then this is great. Now it is your spot. You are the first one to occupy it. Now, before you other people rushing in, you can just catch as many fish as you want, right? And then with that, you can teach other people to fish in here, right? So this is how the life would go on, and many people will end up in the company working for them as a as a skilled worker, and then rare a few will go on find a new fishing spot and then open up their own field, just like opening up the new the businesses, right? This is how it goes. The problem with this one is think about hobby right now as a hobby. When you go out there fishing, if you rely on the teacher, okay, and you learned how to fish, let's just remove this one, okay, let's just learn moving to the learning stage in river A. Then you catch fish when these people are showing up how to fish. Now you are dependent to these people. Without these people, then you tried to new things, didn't work. Then would you enjoy the fishing? No. Only time you enjoy gathering together with these people. Okay. So with colleagues, the together, and then we the was having this person in a center, and then they all gathered together and then learn together, and then they can enjoy it. Problem with this one is that if this person is gone, they say, okay, you guys now on your own. I'm not happy with you guys. I'm not gonna teach you guys. You guys don't really made me mad. So bye. Then what happens? You probably started losing interest in fishing. The field, same field. Okay. So this is what happens. If you get a job, or even if you are in the the universities, like colleges, universities, whatever, during the time you will feel okay. But once you are out of it and in a job, in few years, if you are not getting promotions or anything, then you'll probably look for new position because you are there's nothing you can enjoy. Everything is the same, right? And even this person is the same. And either this person doesn't have anything much to teach you anymore, and then there's nothing to enjoy much, then you will have to move on to new places or something like this. Okay. This is what happens. Even think about if you are playing electronic games, think about it in this way. When you play electronic games and then you say, okay, I like to play with that specific person because that person is so good. If that person is not in here, then I don't feel like I'm enjoying it. That means exact same situation. That means you are not enjoying the learning processes, or you are not enjoying the actual these building skills. What you are enjoying is that the only passive learning by the person who has the knowledge and skills so that you can achieve what you want. Basically, you are relying on the uh, experienced angler so that you can catch a fish. Without them, you cannot catch a fish. So this is where the dilemma is coming from. So if even if you are in the BCIT or like a BCIT, like colleges where focusing on the knowledge and skills for the jobs, many of you probably feel in this way. If not in the during the time at the college, then probably in the job market you will start it saturated from one job, and then you will want it to move to the new one, and then constantly looking for this kind of the new environment as it goes. Now let's look at the university, what it look like. University is, on the other hand, a little bit different. As I said, they are focusing on the research. So they said, okay, go on, go fish. We taught you how to do. We are not going to show you a hands-on, we'll give you hands-on training. You try it by yourself. So you try it, try it. And one moment you caught a fish, then you go, yay, right? You achieved. Then you started to realize this is where the realization coming from. You started to realize, yes, this is the way. Now it is excited. So what you do? You go out there and try again. You fail, but you knew how to catch fish at least once in the same place. So you knew at least backup now. So you go out there and then try. And then when you started catching fish more and more in here, then you look for new places. Why? Because now this one is saturated, you know you can catch. Now this is a challenge. You're getting into the challenge area. The reason is because now the known and comfort zone. Comfort zone is only for you to get the backups. Okay, so you can catch fish. If you cannot catch some places, you come back. You know you catch fish, right? So you know that the time and date and then location, how to fish one location. Then you move to the new place where more chances open up. So you challenge it. As you challenge it now, what you are enjoying is achievement, not just simply getting a fish. So now your goal is started changing. Your goal is from fish getting the result to challenge. That is the difference. But problem is, this is very difficult. It's not as easy. Because of that, many students are struggling. And the reason is now, as I said, university, they left students alone to try. The reason is now compare if you are the university students or you graduated from university, then take a look at what happens in the university. What they do, they teach, for example, global warming. They teach, okay, global warming because this happens, and this happens, and then it'll scare you that saying that it'll change the climate and then it'll make the weather severe weather and blah blah blah. You learn it and you take the test. But global warming, what does it have to do with you? Unless you're really getting into the global warming, environmental activities or something like that. Compare with the fishing, okay? For the fishing, if you fish, you can catch fish. Once you catch fish, goals achieved. But global warming, once you learn it, you learn how to fish, you catch fish. Global warming, once you learn it, where's the goal? What is the goal of the global warming? Test. Let's say you learn about global warming, World War II, whatever that day comes in. There's a test, but you can get the marks. But is that fish? No, it's not a fish. Global warming. If you learn about the global warming, then you have to get some of the result related with global warming. If you learned fishing, how to fish, you have to catch fish. For global warming, what do you have? Nothing. This is the differences between the fishing and learning at the university. For the fishing, let's compare with this knowledge and skills for the jobs. This research is not. So, university, well, this is ideally that what I think that the university had to go with. University had to provide education that students to build skills with global warming and to get what they can think of. So the one of the example is something like this. If you learn about some of the chemistry, and if it is related to the real life cases, for example, how the chemistry applied to, like for example, detergent, how the chemistry applied to the developing detergent or something like that, then you get clearer idea. Why? Because it is related to this. But with these ones, unless you are interested, it's not going to be interested in you. This is where conceptualization of the knowledge is coming from, which is I developed. Okay. Conceptualization of the knowledge is the way that you learn the knowledge, turning into concepts. Concepts meaning that you connected this knowledge into the reality. Not just a reality, you try to make them as connected together to the future unknown, exploring unknown. So basically, you are building the skills. That's what the conceptualization of the knowledge. That's the first thing you see in my website. Let me show you with this one. So if you wanted to maximize your university education, okay, first thing is you apply, oops, not this one, yeah, here, level one, this one, okay. You apply this method into your learning knowledge, whatever that you're learning from the school. If you maximize it, you adopt this method and apply to your study, because this is how to conceptualize it. And then in the beginning, it'll be very, very challenging for you to do it because you are really making the connection between the two. For example, in this case, fungus knowledge in the textbook with together with the real life with this one, and then connect it, and then we're building the by with the questions. Now you are making progress in connections by yourself. In this case, you are literally learning how to fish. But in this case, you don't go to fish. You are not really fishing by yourself because you are not catching mushrooms and you are not really analyzing, do the experiment, right? So you are not fishing. But in this case, what you're doing, you are making the connections inside of your brain. So you are simulating the fishing inside of your brain, and then you are gradually expanding it. That's what I call conceptualization of the knowledge. When you, unless you build these skills, research is not going to be doable. Okay, because the research is making the connections and exploring unknown, and if you don't know how to collect the data, because it can levels, each levels has observation, data observation, data collection, questions, and then hypothesis, how to the organize the data, and then how to generate the hypothesis, and all these things are involved in here. So basically, this is how you develop a problem solving, critical thinking, and not creative thinking. Creative thinking is after this was done, then you can pursue creative thinking after, because without these skills, you are not going to be able to do it. So basically, what that means is that university, ideally, university to make it teaching effective, what they need to do is they need to provide simulation based education so that you go fishing, but you don't really fish by yourself, but using your brain, you follow all the factors that are required for the fishing and you analyze it before you even fishing. And then when it comes to the experiment, you really go fish and see if your hypothesis, your analysis works or not. That's why that the university's science classes has a lab uh, as well. Okay, this is what it has to be. Okay, but universities they don't have capacity. There's no one who can teach how to simulate this and expand it. Okay, only couple of the professors that I saw was this guy and this guy. No one else. Now there's another one that you can maximize university education. That is going to the seminars. Seminars are the ones that the where professors or researchers came and they show how they collected the data based on what reasonings, and then how they analyze it, how they came up with the result, and how they pro, project and predict in the future or something like that. So basically, hypothesis, something, everything is in there. So if you go to the seminar as many as possible, then you will be able to build your skills in learning in the university. So universities, that's not the place for you to just go out there and then club activities or the enjoy that the and all the benefits for the from exercise from the gyms or something. That's minor. That's secondary. Real thing is here in the seminar, or if you change it, because the universities there's no professors except those two that no one can teach how to build. But they don't. They even are not able to systematically teach you how to develop those ones. Only the way is my methodology, which is unique and new, and then you probably never seen this before because no one ever talk about it in this until now in human history, I should say. Then once you build these skills, then you can go on with the creative thinking. Creative thinking is another different set of the brain capability that thinking differences, and it has different levels too. Okay, but that's not the one that I'm going to talk about. I'm going to share in the this YouTube lectures, because YouTube lectures, because that requires a real systematic uh, the training in on brain function. Okay, okay. So I'll finish up with this university maximizing university education in here, and well, I didn't talk about the high school as I said in the beginning, but high school is a place where you mostly learn how to be a researcher in the university, not in the skills and knowledge for the jobs. So I kind of skipped that part. Anyway, yeah, so I'll stop here and then I'll come back with a new topic later in next series of this YouTube lecture videos. Okay, thank you for watching. Bye.